Hi, this is Tim Cant for Native Instruments, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create a Miami bass track using sounds from NI's Stadium Flex expansion for Massive, samples from sounds.com, and NI EQ and compression. Miami bass evolved from 80s electro, pushing up the tempo, focusing on big bass sounds, ear-catching effects, and hype-inducing synths and samplers. We'll start by setting the project to a brisk 135 BPM to get that up-tempo feel, and add an instance of Massive, selecting the Stadium Flex preset Rise Up Above. This sound already has a bit of an old-school electro feel, and we can make it fit the tempo of our project by setting 7 LFO, which is set to sidechain the amp, to sync mode, and turning down its crossfade curve to get a more percussive feel. We'll sequence this on the 1st, 4th, and 7th, 8th notes of a bar on G3. This gives us an urgent sounding rhythm to build our track around. We can give it more weight with some VC2A compression and mid-range boost from enhanced EQ. Next we'll add a kick and snare, using sounds.com to provide us with some classic drum machine sounds. The kick from an Oberheim DMX, and the snare and clap from a Roland TR-808. We tune the pitch to match the key of the existing arp, and use driver to take out some of the weight from the kick's low end to make room for our bassline, which will be added later. The snare and the clap are layered to create a composite sound, and we've got the basics of a groove. It's time to add a hat. We've opted for a Roland TR-808 style hat, which is programmed on 16th notes for a pacey feel, and swung with a 53% 16th note swing to give it just a touch of shuffle. We've also added an extra 32nd note with a lower velocity to add a touch of rhythmic interest. Let's add some open 808 hats on every other 8th note, and 808 rim shots on every 16th, muting a few to give us a rolling rhythm that helps drive the beat. Let's group the drums and add a VC2A to help glue them together. Now we've got a beat and an arp, we need to add a bassline, so let's add another instance of Massive and select the tubular patch from Stadium Flex and turn the glide macro all the way down to prevent unwanted pitch modulation. We program a bassline on G, adding some perfect fourths, that's notes that are 5 semitones up. We want the long tail of the 808 style sub bass to ring out, so we'll add VC76, which helps smooth out the bass's volume level. To glue the drums and the bass, we'll group them together and add another VC2A. Let's add a synth stab to create a bit of rhythmic interplay with our bassline. Add another instance of Massive and select the Truly patch from Stadium Flex. Then select 1 onv and turn down the decay and decay level to smooth out the sound slightly. Sequence this on the 11th and 14th 16th notes of each bar. You need something to emphasise the start of each section, and the perfect orchestral hit sound for this is Stab D sharp minor gram from sounds.com. We want this to work with our track in G, so we transpose it down 8 semitones and play it at the start of every 4 bars. Big sound effects are an important part of Miami Bass, and Stadium Flex delivers those in spades. First, we create an FX hook at the end of each section using the Mumba bounce, played high up on the keyboard to get a zap effect, followed by laser drop to create a call and answer style effect. Next, we use the evacuate and swept away patches to create riser effects. These are quite simple sounds that aren't too anachronistic and fit well with the style we're going for. Finally, Guardian Splash gives us a retro-sounding impact noise at the start of each section. Now all we need to do is arrange our parts. We start out with the arps and hats, introducing the snare clap, orchestral hit and synth stab. Then the open hat and kick on the section before the bass drops. When the bass drops, we remove the open hat so we can add it back later after the rim shots have been introduced. We can keep the arrangement interesting by cutting drums or other elements out at the end of each section, which prevents it from sounding repetitive. And for the final touch, we add a classic electro-style vocoder sample before the drop.